Okay, welcome members to Jupiter Going Direct. It is March 10th, 2026 today, and already I've been talking on the phone to some people I know, and they have already been experiencing the wonderful Jupiter, our holly jolly planet, full of good vibes and spirituality and good luck, going forward again. And it's in the sign of Cancer. And let me tell you, Jupiter loves being in the sign of Cancer. Very intuitive, very spiritual, very cuddly and comfortable, and a lot about the home and family. So I'm going to go through each sign from Aries to Pisces and tell you where Jupiter's bringing you some really cool luck. And we also will pull some cards from the Power of Eight Chakra Lenormand. That's our cards. You can get these on my website, www.themoontree.org. And my cards like to play with others. So today we'll be playing with Chris Ann's deck, the Light Seers Tarot. All right, so we'll do some astrology and some card reading today, all about Jupiter. And Jupiter loves to expand in our lives and bring us some luck as well, and a lot of spiritual feelings, and sort of this, now that it's moving forward again, going direct until June 30th, and it will be changing signs. Okay, it'll be going into Leo starting July 1st. So we can enjoy this Jupiter in Cancer for now. So let's talk Aries first. All right, Aries rising, those with their moons in Aries. How exciting for you, as Jupiter today has moved forward in Cancer in your fourth house of home and family. Now, because the fourth house of home and family is on the same line as the 10th house of your career, you're getting some good luck on all that whole line. Your career, you probably heard yesterday or today some news, some forward movement regarding your career or business in some cases, and also maybe something within the home. It's going to feel more homey, more nice. It could be a good time to start that home business, Aries, if you've been thinking about it. Or maybe it's like you want to make more money from your home in some way. Maybe some of you want to rent out a room, or rent out storage space, or I'm always thinking about ways to make extra income, because a house actually is a liability unless you are using that real estate to generate income. So just some ideas there as well. All right, so it looks good for you, Aries, in your career, in your home life, and we see some forward good luck movement. Okay, let's pull some cards for you now for some extra information for Aries rising, those with their moons in Aries. Okay, so we do have two things can be happening here with the whip. One, it could be, we want to watch out for conflicts. Maybe it's conflict at work, or maybe it's conflict in your home, about your home, or about your kids or your family or something like that. We want to watch for that, Aries. Jupiter expands, so it can also, expand, because Aries, let's face it, you're kind of an opinionated person, which is fine. You are a leader. You're the first in the zodiac. You're meant to lead, but sometimes maybe the words can get a little bit, you got to kind of watch out, because Jupiter wants to expand, make things happen. And this could be a time where you just want to listen to everybody's point of view, maybe listen more, talk less at this time, to get the whole picture, especially before making any big decisions when it comes to business, career, or your home and real estate life. Okay, so that's what the whip would say. Now, the second thing can mean the whip is you're finally getting out of some cycles, some feedback loops, some over and over again things, right? And you're getting out of patterns, or you're recognizing certain patterns of your past, and you're starting to make changes, which is a very good thing indeed, to use the whip in that way. Also, there's a third thing with the whip I wanted to mention, is that it can show me exercise is in the, like, moving your body. And that's a good thing for Aries to do. You are run by the planet Mars naturally, and Mars is a very action-oriented planet, very hot, heated, and wants to go like a warrior, right? And be a leader. So exercise can offset some of the maybe energy that's held. Maybe you're angry inside, and exercise and movement can definitely help with that as well. So there's that. Let's pull a card from Chris Ann's Light Seers Tarot to go with that, Aries. How exciting. All right, I was knocked 3 times, and I shuffle and I say, what's for Aries? Jupiter going direct in Cancer. What can we know? Oh, look at the Chariot. Look at, he's on his Chariot. This is a major arcana card too, which means that this is a major life change for you. There's something major for you, Aries, in this way. And you're driving the Chariot, moving forward. There's that movement again too. And you're leading the horses. And it could be too, you know, the black horse versus the white horse, the home and family versus your career. How do we balance the two, right? With that 4th house of home and family and 10th house of career. All right, so that looks good. Come see me for a reading, Aries. Taurus rising, those with their moons in Taurus. Jupiter, the planet of expansion and spirituality and luck, is bringing you good vibes in your 3rd house. 3rd house is a lot about your neighborhood, your siblings, your day-to-day activities too, your community. There's a big community vibe here for you, Taurus. Getting involved more in community events with your community, with new neighborhoods. Some of you may be moving. The 3rd house is also affiliated with the 9th house. They're on the same line. This means that you are expanding in your knowledge or your teachings. Like you could be the guru now teaching, you know, or you are learning something new yourself. Maybe learning how to, because the 3rd house has a lot to do with the smaller learnings. It could be like, I'm learning how to fix my dishwasher. I'm learning how to diagnose things that are going on in my vehicle. I'm just thinking of my Taurus rising friend. Learning something new, maybe about how to manage my personal finances. I mean, the 3rd house is a lot of learning, but it's the smaller learnings that is more of a skills-based learning, right? Learning a new skill, learning something that can really have impact. But your 9th house is also affected too. And so I can see you making trips, you know, it could be short-term trips too, but maybe some overnighters, some long trips too coming up, at least until June 30th. But there's definitely a lot of expansion, and it has a lot to do with your mind, learning new things, exploring, and opening the flappers up to new life, new things, new experiences. So that looks very good for you, Taurus, indeed. Okay, so let's pull a card from our deck, the Power of 8 Chakra Lenormand. First for you, Taurus, to go with this Jupiter expanding your 3rd house. And, you know, there could be a lot of stuff going on with your siblings or your cousins. Actually, my friend Taurus rising too, we found out that we might be 4th or 5th cousins in the tree line. It's in the ancestry tree. It was crazy. But the 3rd house can do that, right? It can show you like cousins and distance and ancestry in a way too. That way, like the expanded, the uncles, the aunties, and the cousins too. So I just find that kind of interesting. And look, we got the birds, communication. So yeah, lots of talking, lots of 1 + 2 = 3. Number 12. 1 + 2 = 3, and Jupiter's expanding your 3rd house. Yeah, there's definitely 3rd house can be a lot about communications and learning and teaching and all those things we talked about in your community vibe for sure, Taurus. But you know what else? The birds in ancient Lenormand. This means that you got to do some work. Okay, you're going to have a lot of new tasks, new things to finish, new completions to do. And the more that you can complete and do without getting overwhelmed, okay, let's just make a nice little structured plan here to get things done. But work does pay off, and getting all the little things done pays off with this card, okay? You know? So that looks good. Now, let's pull from Chris Ann's Light Seers Tarot. Very good for Taurus. Very hippy-dippy vibe, and I love it too. All right, so let's knock 3 times, and this is for Taurus, the Jupiter. The Jupiter direct, bringing you luck in the 3rd house, the 9th house, expanding your horizons and in your community. Oh, the Queen of Wands, look at that. You're the Queen of Wands. You are a multitasker here. Jupiter's bringing you energy. The 3rd house is a busy house too. You know, you're very social. The Queen of Wands gets things done. She is popular. She is action-oriented. She gets those things done, but she does it with flair, and she does it with passion. And it's a fiery element card too. It's excitement for life too. So expect that, Taurus. That looks amazing. Come see me for a reading. All right, Gemini rising, those with their moons in Gemini. Well, we have Jupiter in Cancer affecting your second house of money and income and self-worth. You're getting expansion. You're getting some money here for sure. Maybe it's time to, good time to boost your prices. Okay. If, even by $5 an hour or whatever you're doing. like let's say I have a Gemini friend who has her own business. Maybe it's time for her to boost her prices now. Perfect time to do that. This could be a good time to look at alternate alternate ways to make money too. Maybe there's different kinds of passive streams of income where you haven't thought of, like making an ebook once and profiting off it again and again. As an example, I mean, there's just different ways. The second house brings a lot of new money in too, but more of a self-worth. Now you're starting to really, Jupiter's telling you, look at you, girl or guy, you're doing so good. High value. The more you value yourself, the more others will too. And because it's the second house is aligned with the 8th house, this is a money line for you, Gemini. So it's kind of balancing your debt, balancing your future, balancing the things you like in life as well. I mean, I believe in saving and investing and all those things, but I also believe in living while you still can, right? A lot of people just save and hoard their money till they just about dead, and then they can't enjoy it because they're too old and their muscles are too sore to do anything with it. You know what I'm saying? So it's, watch my video, Gemini, 50-30-20 rule. You got a nice 30% of your income there where you can do the fun things in life, okay? And not feel guilty. I just wanted to put that out there. And, it's just kind of structuring the money thing for you. Okay, so let's pull a card for you, the Power of 8, Chakra Lenormand. These are available on my website, www.themoontree.org. And let's see for Gemini, the Jupiter moving direct in the money house and your values and your worth. And with Jupiter, wants you to watch out not to overspend. And if you are going to spend, make sure you're spending on things you love. It's a good time to look at your credit card statements really, really finely, and your regular debit card statements too, to see where's the money leaking. Do you really need that subscription anymore? Do you really need this? Is it really what you love? It's all about really spending your money on the things that you truly love now, Gemini, and not just to keep up with the Joneses or just to, I don't know, forget about subscriptions that you subscribed to, 4 years ago and you never use them anymore, for example. Things like that, right? It's good to look over your money, make a budget. Watch my video, 50-30-20. You'll love it. Okay, Gemini. And here we've got another money bear, the bear. This bear paw is all about your financial power as well for the future, making a nice, having a nice balance, having it all. You can have it all. And even if you only make $30,000 or $50,000 a year, you can still become wealthy. So this looks very good. Having the power, not just financial power. This can also mean for you, Gemini, the second house has a lot to do with nutrition and what's going in your mouth, and so does the bear paw. So it could be, dietary changes, nutrition changes, and it could be working with a little more weights or doing push-ups, getting the muscle, especially if you're older like me. I'm 48 years old. I'm working on squats every day and things like that to get the muscle, right? Things like that. Not to be a bodybuilder, but because as we get older, our muscle, gets floppy and stuff, and we got to build that muscle, and then it helps with our bones, our bone health and stuff like that too. So there's dietary issues, exercise issues here, as well as financial for you, and it all combines together to make a wonderful life. Okay, now let's pull from Chris Ann's Light Seers Tarot, Gemini, to see what else for Jupiter going direct in your in the sign of Cancer, in your second house, and also afflicting your 8th house. So there's transformation, quite a bit of value transformation, financial transformation for you. And look at you got the Magician. This is a major arcana card, meaning this is important. This is a big life change for you right now. You'll feel it. You feel it. And it's number 1. And today is March 10th. 1 + 0 = 1. There's a 1 energy here, a beginning energy, a feeling of moving forward. And the Magician has all the elements and just has to know how to mix them all up and you can do anything, be anything, you know, you got this. You got this, Gemini. The Magician is a wonderful card to get. It's very like powerful and empowering, I should say, Gemini. So you got the good luck of Jupiter helping you with all those things. Sounds amazing. Come see me for a reading if you want to dive deeper into your cards and stars. Oh, Cancer, Cancer rising, those with their moons in Cancer. I'm one of you. I'm a Cancer rising and a Cancer moon, so I totally vibe with you, okay? This Jupiter in Cancer is really helping us move forward in our identity, in our relationships. Very cool in the first house, right, of the self. It's this avatar we have, this meat suit that the soul is in, the player that, you know, the player that we're playing in the game, you know, that we're controlling. It's that kind of vibe where we do have a lot of potential. There's a potentiality for Cancer, Cancer sun, Cancer rising, Cancer moons at this time. It's a really good luck vibe too. Really cool about your new identity shift into a better you, a more improved version of yourself, self-mastery. That's what's happening for Cancer here. But it's also on the same line as the 7th house. So 1 and 7 are across from each other. So the 7th house is a lot about your, you know, your partnerships. It could be your spouse. It could be your best friend. It could be your boss. It could be your business partner. All those people. It's also your contracts and commitments and what's important to you now. For example, in business, do you want to stick with the way things are going, or do you want to change in the way you provide your services and your products, for example? Do you want to set yourself up like a cool funnel? Do you want to scale? That would be like a business thing, right? And you're looking at all those little contracts and commitments. You know, recently I just looked at all my credit card statements and debit card statements and saw where money was leaking, where, you know, certain subscriptions I don't use, or, you know, I got a lower interest rate on one of the credit cards and so on and so on. But you can save a lot of money too by looking at those little contracts and commitments. And I'm going to tell you, you're going to find one or two that you just don't need anymore, and it's going to save you a ton of money. And that's just fun and very empowering to take financial control. But it's not just about finances. This is about love and relationships and your new way forward as a Cancer. And, you know, this only happens every 12 years. So imagine, you know, 12 years ago, we're in 2026. So whatever 2026, 12 years ago was, that's similar vibes might be showing up, right? When Jupiter was in Cancer then, 12 years ago. Okay, so let's pull some cards for you, Cancer. The Power of 8 Chakra Lenormand first. These are our cards, and they like to play with others. So today we're going to play with Chris Ann's Light Seers Tarot. Okay, you can get my Lenormand cards on my website, www.themoontree.org. All right, Jupiter in Cancer moving direct today, March 10th, 2026. And for Cancer, we've got lots of public, okay? And you know what? Because the first is the self and the 7th house right across from it is, you know, people, partnerships. I'm telling you, I think that Cancers are just looking good. Jupiter's bringing a spiritual vibe and a nice expansion. Some of us might be expanding our waistline a little bit, you know, and we have to watch for that a little bit maybe. But there's an optimism there, and the public is feeling it. This is a really good time to get out more in the public, do more videos like this, for example, you know, for me. Things like that, get out in the community, the public, create new partnerships perhaps, right? And that's 7th house with Jupiter helping us along the way, especially spiritual partnerships. And because Jupiter's in Cancer, that's a very real estate aligned sign. It's also groceries, okay? Watch my Jupiter investing video, but that's in my other paid member, the 8th House Secrets Society, if you want to watch a little deeper on Jupiter there, where I go really deep on investing with Jupiter. But, you know, we talk a little bit about that. But there's a public vibe for you, and you're probably just really popular, Cancer, right now, you know, until, at least until June 30th of this year, 2026, too. All right, let's look at the Light Seers Tarot for Cancer, Jupiter in Cancer, moving direct, moving forward. Wow, so very, very exciting. Oh, Temperance. Look at that. Temperance is a major arcana card. This is important. It's a life-changing sort of thing. Now, temperance is about how do we balance it all, right? There's so much stuff going on with Jupiter in Cancer and us being Cancerians. Wow, there's how do we balance and temper everything, and into one. And like he's just chilling, he's relaxing, he's meditating, he's taking a chill pill, so to speak, taking a step back sometimes. Quiet time, reflection time can be really good as well for us. So read up on temperance in the Google or whatever, and it's number 14, temperance card in Tarot, and you can learn more about what that means. But it's a lot about balancing and learning how to work with all the pieces of the pie. On a financial perspective, it was about balancing your expenses with your monthly income, yet still having some left over to become wealthy in the future. Watch my 50 30 20 wealth video for more information on that, Cancer. All right, and I'll see you in the next one. Come see me for a reading. Leo rising, those with their moons in Leo. Ooh, woo, Jupiter in Cancer is now moving forward. All systems go for you, Leo, in your 12th house. This is very spiritual. This is about the subconscious. This is very cool for you to become more psychic. Your dreams, because Jupiter is a very spiritual planet too, and being in Cancer is also very intuitive, and being in the 12th house is super intuitive. Like, you're just more psychic. Okay, for sure. That's one thing happening. There's expansion in connecting to the universe and spirit stuff too. But there's a lot about mental health here, because the 12th house is attached to the 6th house of your work, your co-workers, and your mental health, your employees. I think your work and your day-to-day life matters right now. And there's an expansion there. There's a nice, Jupiter's giving you a nice touch there in those things as well. I think a lot of it too is putting a lot of focus on your mental health and being happy, Leo. That's a very important thing right now for you, and something you can definitely capitalize on, because when you're happy, Leo, everybody around you is happy too. Okay, so let's pull some cards for you from our deck, the Power of 8 Chakra Lenormand, and you can get that on my website, www.themoontree.org. All right, ORG, OMG, let's go. This is for Leo, Jupiter moving direct in Cancer in the 12th house of the spiritual stuff, mental health stuff. It looks to me, I had to pull 2 cards because I got the obstacle card. There was a mountain giving a little bit of blockage to some kind of decision here with the scythe, cutting decision making, right? Maybe something is on your mind right now, Leo, about making a decision, an important decision in some important aspect of your life, and Jupiter will show you the way. All you have to do is, the 12th house is really good when you sit with it, when you really focus on, especially if you're light a candle in the bath, put some Himalayan rock salts or some baking soda or some kind of salt stuff, right? You know what I mean? Make your bath all fancy, and just maybe play some nice music, some solfeggio or binaural beats or some kind of special, energy healing music at the same time. And just relax and let the 12th house do its magic with Jupiter there, bringing you all the answers that you need. Okay, Leo? That's going to be very good indeed. All right, let's pull a card too from Chris Ann's Light Seers Tarot, one of my favorite decks. Oh my gosh, we'll knock 3 times. This is for Leo, 12th house Cancer. Jupiter in Cancer, I should say. Moving forward again in the 12th house of spirituality. See, look, another mind thing. There is stuff going on. The 12th house can be a lot about what we're suppressing, what's in our mind. Sometimes our mind, we are our own worst enemy. So we need to just really sit still with it for a bit. You don't have to make no decisions here. The crows are trying to take off the blindfold, or the ravens, whatever, are trying to take the blindfold off this 2 of Swords. 2 of Swords. There's a choice here. And remember that decision card, we had the scythe. We had the scythe making a decision, cutting. And it can also be like cutting away the obstacles from having a happy life or whatever that means for you. But I do see some kind of decision here that's weighing on you. And don't worry, Jupiter and your intuition is gonna, you already know the answer within. It's already there, and you will find it by sitting still with it and letting it come. And also, it can be a sign you need to slow down a bit, okay, Leo? Slow down, smell the roses, do more self-care, have fun. Mental health is important, sleep, all that kind of stuff, you know? I give you permission, Leo, to take a nap. Come see me for a reading. All right, Virgo rising, those with their moons in Virgo. Jupiter moving forward again in Cancer. And this is hitting your 11th house. Activation of the 11th house is very cool. It's a lucky house. The 11th house is about the people. You're getting a lot of spiritual people in your life. You're getting a lot of expansion. You're getting a lot of opportunities through the people. And because the 11th house is affiliated with the 5th house, they're on the same line. This can be a lot of people for your business, 5th house. This could be a lot of stuff having to do with your kids, if you have children, and good groups, good things happening with them too, you know, expansion with maybe teams or anything like that, or you getting on a team like a kid again, hobbies, lots of cool stuff with the people. The people are your cheat code, and Jupiter's bringing you nice expansion. And I'm sensing too for you, Virgo, that you will be in contact with more networks, people who are spiritually inclined in some way. Maybe that's energy healing, alternative health, massage therapy, all sorts of things like that. And maybe astrologers like me or card readers, anything like that. Spiritual stuff for self-mastery and for improving ourselves in some way. So that looks really, really good for you, Virgo. Enjoy that. The people are your cheat code to this video game of life, at least until June 30th, when Jupiter changes into Leo. So enjoy that. Now, let's pull some cards from the Power of 8 Chakra Oracle. Chakra Lenormand, Lenormand. The Lenormand has been chacrified. All right, this is for Virgo. Jupiter going direct in Cancer in their 11th house of the people, but also affiliated with the 5th house of romance. Ooh, that's another thing. Virgo, single Virgos, you may find new romance within your group friends, or within, if you get invited to a wedding or something with a group of people, right? So that looks cool, you know? If it feels good, do it. Okay, and we do have some fox here, which the fox could mean someone sly within the group, or cunning, or maybe just super intelligent, but I often read the fox card as your own self-employment business. And because the 11th house is affiliated with the 5th house, which can hold your business, right? Being a soulpreneur, being an entrepreneur, having a side gig in the 5th house, that could be saying, yes, Virgo, it's time. It's time to expand. It's time to generate more income by maybe, you know, having your own business on the side, you know, keeping your regular job, but also having some extra income through doing things you love. Maybe it's pet sitting, maybe it's doing readings, maybe it's building fire pits for people. I'm just making up stuff here, but you know what I'm saying, having like a little bit of extra, doing things you love, but that generates income for you. That's quite often for me what the fox is. However, it can also talk about watch for, you know, the fox can be, you know, sly people that could be taking advantage of you in some way too. We just want to watch for balance and things like that, Virgo, as well. Okay. Now, let's pull from Chris Ann's Light Seers Tarot to go with all of this information for you, Virgo. Oh, the 10 of Swords. Look at, she's kind of walking away. 10 of Swords is sort of like you could be feeling a little bit tired of, I don't know, some of you Virgos may have felt defeated, or you're just tired of the same old patterns, right? And because March 10th is today, and that's Jupiter moving direct, and this is number 10, I'm seeing a pattern here because 1 + 0 = 1. There is a time to be able to have this new beginning, this reset for you, Virgo. If this is the case where you're feeling a little bit like, I don't know, defeated and tired of it all and maybe just need some help. And that's an 11th house. Jupiter's bringing you activation in the 11th house of the people. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to hire extra hands. It's okay to set boundaries with people who are sort of acting like a fox in your life too, setting the boundaries. And in some cases, kicking them out of your lives or walking away from them like she's doing in some cases. I'm not saying that for everybody because everybody's different. We'd have to look at your charts a little more deeply. But you know what, Virgo? Come see me for a reading. We can get to the bottom of all this for you, Virgo. You've been going through a lot of change. You know, we had that Virgo lunar eclipse the other day on March 3rd. You're really big life-changing stuff's happening here right now for you, hey? And there's a lot of thoughts in swords are a lot about what's going on up here too, the mindset and the thoughts. So make sure you like she can see the horizon. It's sunny, you know, and it feels a little difficult sometimes for some Virgos right now, but there's sunshine over there, you know, walking towards the sun and doing those things. Come see me for a reading and I'll help you make you feel better, Virgo. All right, Libra rising, those with their moons in Libra. Well, Jupiter, our holly jolly planet, is in your 10th house. Wow, you're getting a lot of career stuff, expansion, climbing the ladder, being visible, could be famous for some of you Libras too. Just saying, you're really popular here with that Jupiter in their 10th house of career, fame, recognition. Now, the 10th house is also affiliated with the 4th house, the same line of home and family. How do we balance the two? Jupiter is also giving you a little bit of luck in your home and family too, your real estate. And it could be like, how do we balance the two? Maybe you want to work more from home, for example, or maybe you want to start maybe a little bit of a home business, or maybe you want to generate some income through your property in some way, like an Airbnb or using it as a storage facility for people's RVs. I'm just making up stuff, but you know what I mean. The 10th house of career and business mixed with the 4th house of home and family and real estate. How do we, you know, that's the same line. Jupiter's affecting both of those. So that looks really good for you, Libra, but it's especially good for getting a promotion. You know, we should every year be asking our employer for a raise. Every single year, you must renegotiate a raise. None of this, oh, I'm not going to go to Starbucks or I'm not going to do this. Those little things that really don't super matter. What matters is that $5,000 a year raise, right? If you haven't gotten a raise, in like 4 years, you've been working there 5 years, Libra, you've been wasting like $100,000. Like you need to negotiate for a raise every year. Okay, Libra, this is your time to do that, at least until June 30th, while Jupiter's in Cancer. Now, let's pull a card for you from the Power of 8 Chakra Lenormand. This is available on my website, www.themoontree.org, if you're interested. And this is for Libra, 10th house of career. Look at that, the power, your financial power. This is financial time, Libra. It's time to get your finances in order. If you are retired, make sure all your paperwork's done to get all the benefits that you can possibly get from the government. 10th house. Okay, 10th house is not just about careers. When you're retired, it's more like government payments and things like that. So this is financial card power. And so it is time, Libra, to get that in order. So good for you. That's exciting. Can't wait to see how much money you're getting. All right, let's pull from Chris Ann's Tarot for you as well. The Light Seers Tarot for Libra with this Jupiter direct. And let's see what this is all about for you, Libra. Libra, Jupiter in Cancer, moving direct. Wow, Libra, some of you are going through big changes with the Tower. And the Tower doesn't always have to be, oh my God, my whole life is changing. It could be like this one part of your life, Libra, is coming down. The Tower is bringing it all down to rubble, getting pushed away, buried away, so that you can restart fresh in that area of your life. This could be career for you, a new career reset, a new retirement reset if you're retired, or something happening within, the home in general, your home family, like Sometimes this card can feel uncomfortable though when it happens. The Tower card does feel quite like uncomfortable because it's hard for us to let go of things. Whether it's that job, you feel scared, but don't worry, there's always a better one around the corner, right? A better career, all sorts of stuff like that. And sometimes we just have to let go, let God, Jesus take the wheel, that kind of story, right, Libra? And in order for you to move forward. All right. I have a feeling that Uranus is going to be involved in this, and Uranus will be going into Gemini. At some point this year, I forget the exact month, but it's in the time that Jupiter's still in Cancer. So there's big changes for you, Libra. And so use this time right now to make those changes in your career, your fame, your recognition. Right now is a good thing. And part of your life will be transformed, and yes, and you'll feel a little uncomfortable. I'm going to say that this is the truth, but in the end you'll be like, dang, why didn't I do this before? Come see me for a reading, Libra. Scorpio rising, those with their moons in Scorpio. This Jupiter in Cancer moving direct is in your 9th house. This is a very big expansion for you. It's a spiritual expansion. It's a learning expansion. For some of you Scorpios, it could be a travel expansion. There's this aha moment where the flappers are widening. Wow, I can see things differently. Wow, I have a new perspective on this thing. Maybe it's like, I'm just making up stuff here, but let's say you had a disease like cancer or something like that, and you found out something that was like, wow, I need to try that, or something really cool, new information. The 9th house is a very expansion kind of house, okay? And Scorpio, for you, that means that your belief systems are changing. Whatever you used to believe, whether it was some kind of like in some cases, Scorpio, this can mean like you change religions. Like, let's say you go from I'm just making up stuff again here, like as an example, like let's say you go from a Jehovah Witness to Jewish. Okay, like changing religions or changing your belief systems, something like that. There's just a lot of different learnings and expansion. Some of you may be going to getting your master's, your doctorate, something college related, or your college certificate, something like that. If you're a younger person, this is talking a lot about how this is your graduation, your graduation year, and because it lasts until June 30th is Jupiter in Cancer. So it's bringing you a lot of good luck vibes. Remember, Jupiter loves being in Cancer, and the 9th house is a wonderful house. It's a good luck house. Energy, healing, expansion, travel, and teaching and learning things too. You might get connected to a new spiritual guru. You might end up on some kind of really cool yoga retreat where you learn spiritual stuff. I don't know. There's just so much in the 9th house, but it's also affiliated with the 3rd house, which is right across from it. They're on the same line. This is a very big, busy, learning, expansive time for you, Scorpio. Don't waste it. It's going to be so good for you. And you may be called to go on an overseas trip. It could be international. You may meet someone spiritual internationally, or maybe they live in the apartment next to you, but they're from a different country, and you become best friends. I don't know. Maybe you fall in love. Who knows? There's so much that can happen. It's just, whatever it is, it's very exploratory, it's very expansion, and your belief systems change. And it's always so interesting when the 9th house is being activated. In some cases, it can mean you're moving. You're moving to a new community as well, where things are much different. Wow, things feel different here, right? So that looks really cool for you, Scorpio. Enjoy. Now, let's pull a card from our deck, the Power of 8 Chakra Lenormand. These are available on my website, www.themoontree.org, if you are interested. Okay, for Scorpio, Jupiter going direct. I already got the flip. It was the Phoenix rising. This was a bonus card. Look at you. With that expansion and beliefs, I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I don't know if you know that song, but Phoenix rising, you're really rising into a whole new you. Very exciting. Learning new things, teaching new things, experiencing new things, Scorpio. All right, let's pull from the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann, a very cool hippy dippy vibe deck, which I love so much. And this is for Scorpio, Jupiter moving direct. Oh, the Knight of Pentacles. Ooh, this is the only knight that doesn't really like run around so much on his horse. He's more, this is a lot about grounding yourself. Maybe smelling the roses. Maybe it's using some of your money to use as experiences rather than things. Experiences with your family, experiences with yourself, cultural experiences. And the knight has a sense of wanting to move forward in some way too, but he's more of a settle the down kind of knight. Yeah, he's not all romantic like the Knight of Cups, and he's not all let's go and have ideas and be intellectual like the Knight of Swords. And he's just kind of more quieter and enjoying. And look, it almost looks like he's backpacking, doesn't it? And the ninth house is a lot about cultural experiences, going on a vacation, experiencing new life things and all that. So I'm going to say that looks really cool. You know what? I'm going to open her book. I'm really curious what she wrote about the Knight of Pentacles in the book. The Knight of Pentacles, or the Knight of Coins, we could say. And I'll read it to you a little bit. Okay. Determination here. Expansion, one of the keywords. And there's a cool little saying that she writes at the bottom. I'm just going to read that to you. Seed by seed, I plant my future with my rock-steady foundations of faith. Now look at that. The ninth house is a lot about our faith and our belief systems. And Scorpio, this just totally vibes. This just totally vibes. So good for you. Come see me for a reading, Scorpio. I'd love to see you. Sagittarius rising, those with their moons in Sagittarius. We have Jupiter, the holly jolly spiritual planet, in your 8th house. Woo! Sag, this is a transformation for sure. 8th house has a lot going on though. It's bringing you good luck, especially with handling your finances and your debt. Also, how you do relationships with a significant other. But it does have a lot about your wealth and your money for the future. See, Sag, the 8th house is also attached to the 2nd house. They're on the same line. This is a money thing, okay? So Jupiter's bringing you some wealth, but it's also teaching you how to handle money and also the spiritual side of money too. Your belief systems surrounding money, and there's a lot about the codependence versus interdependence and all that. You really should watch, if you haven't already, Sagittarius, my new video, 50-30-20 rule. Yes, spiritual people can be rich too, right? So check that out. I think you'll really enjoy that, but there is a sense of wealth for the future, but still being able to enjoy your time right now. See, a lot of people, they will save, scrounge and save, and hold all their money and never have any fun at all, and think that they can never buy Starbucks again and all this kind of thing. But that 50-30-20 rule enables you not only to pay off debt and to save for the future, but also to have a nice 30% fund for every month for the things you love, like Starbucks. But it's about spending your money on the things that you love and getting rid of all that you don't really love, right? So there's a lot of money stuff for you, Sag, as well. It's about worth, self-value, and a transformation that way too. Okay, Sag, let's pull some cards for you to see some more deeper guidance with Jupiter in your 8th house and with the Power of 8 chakra Lenormand. These are our cards available on my website, www.themoontree.org. Okay, and this is for Sagittarius, 8th house activation with Jupiter bringing us some good vibes, good luck, and good luck. And I pulled this is the luck card. Literally, I wrote the word luck. Clover, luck, number 2, 2nd house, because I'm telling you, your 8th and 2nd house being affected because you're on the same line. So Jupiter's affecting both of them. This is quite a Jupiter card. There is luck for you as well, but you have to take a little bit of action too. It's not just money falling from the sky and I'm not going to do anything, and I'm going to put my head in the sand, and I'm not going to look at what I'm spending, and I'm not going to do any planning at all. So watch my video, the 50-30-20, okay? We got some luck there for you. That's awesome. Thank you, Jupiter. Okay, let's go and pull some cards from the Light Seers Tarot to go with that luck card as well. Another thing Sagittarius wanted to mention with that 8-2 activation, 8th house, 2nd house activation, and this luck, this can be what's going in your mouth too, your nutrition. All right, choosing foods as fuel and as medicine, and cooking at home, spending less on takeout, and all that stuff. But how, cooking can be really fun. I'm just gonna tell you really quick, Sag. Hayden, my little son, he's 10. He wanted us to recreate the Tim Hortons farmer's wrap, which is about $8, okay, for a wrap at Tim Hortons. It's $7.50 or something like that. And Maddie, my partner, he had bought sausage patties, and he had bought potato patties and eggs and all these perfect things for that farmer's wrap. I was like, dang, we have all the ingredients. And I made my own chipotle mayo and everything, blah, blah, blah. Holy crow, it even tastes better than Tim Hortons, and I saved a bundle. Okay, so it's things like that. What's going in your mouth? Groceries can be a big place that you can sort of play around with when it comes to money. Less, there's just so much I could talk about, but we don't have time. Okay, Sag, I'm going to pull a card for you now. Look, the Chariot. I got this card for someone else. This is also for you, Sag, to take control and drive your own ship, so to speak. Drive your own chariot, right? We've got the black horse and the white horse. This is all about, the balance of things, right? Everything is a balance. We want to balance things, and we want to make sure we don't have debt. We want to work with the money. We want to work with our self-worth and the finances. That's an important topic for you, Sag. And Jupiter's bringing you lots of information, lots of luck to help you with that. We just got to take charge and take some action of the Chariot. Come see me for a reading, Sag. Capricorn rising goes with their moons in Capricorn. Jupiter in Cancer is blessing your 7th house. This is your house of relationships. This is bringing you some nice optimism with your one-on-ones. This could be with your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. This can be with your business partner. This can be with your best friend. This could be with your boss. Okay, what I'm talking about is these really close one-on-one partnerships. Jupiter is bringing you some nice sprinkle lucky dust. Okay, so enjoy that. Lots of you Capricorns are making new contracts, new commitments with people in that 7th house, at least until June 30th. Take advantage. And if it feels good and right, do it, because this is a really good opportunity for you, Capricorn, when it comes to also the marketplace, your fans, your clients in the 7th house too. It can look good. And sometimes in the 7th house, it's your competition or your enemies, right? And so at this time with Jupiter in your 7th house, you will rise up above them, and you will be the one that everybody looks at and buys from, for example, right? You're going to beat the competition, so to speak. So that looks really good for you, Capricorn. Now, this is also affiliated with your 1st house of the self, okay? The 1st and the 7th house. So Jupiter's affecting your 1st house too, of the self, of the body. Some of you may notice that you gain a little weight here, but it's okay. It's an optimism. It's not weight due to depression. It's the other way. It's weight due to, I'm so happy, and maybe I'm eating too much good luxury food and not realize I'm just having such a good time, and you know what I mean. So that's okay. But it's a happy time for you, especially when it comes to relationships and your identity, and it feels pretty good. So that looks good for you, Capricorn. Now, let's pull a card from the Power of 8 chakra, Lenormand. Okay, these are available on my website, www.themoontree.org, if you're interested, Cap. And we shall pull a card for you for Jupiter moving direct. And remember, this energy of good luck with your partnerships and your identity and your relationships. This happens until June 30th, so that looks really good indeed. Look at child, the new. Aww. Being like a kid again, having new stuff. Could be a new contract. This could also be a time for you, Capricorn, of taking your relationship to the next level, right? Getting married in the 7th house, that could be. But there's just this new feeling for you and a new identity, new relationships. The way you do relationships is changing too in a good way. So that looks good. Right? It could be new contracts and commitments having to do with a child as well, in some cases, being very literal with the child, but mostly it's just the new, and seeing things with childlike wonder. So that looks great. Now, let's pull from the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. Okay, this is for you, Capricorn, to go with it. Jupiter moving direct. All right. Page of Wands taking, so there's three like people cards. There's the pages, and then there's the queens, and then there's the kings in tarot. The pages are sort of the beginning ones. They're learning something new. They're kind of like children moving out into the, I'm sensing that some of you are gonna have a pregnancy announcement, by the way, with all this childlike wonder and childlike things. Capricorn, who's pregnant? Is it you or is it someone in your family? I'm 48, so I'm too old to have I'm too old to have a kid, but I don't know about your age, but someone in your family is pregnant or will be, telling you that from now until June 30th, 2026. But anyways, the Page of Wands is very like wonderment too, and enjoying the life and passion. And look at, she's dancing, and I don't know, it looks like fire because the wands is like a fire element card. Let's see what it says for this card, the Page of Wands. What does she write? I won't read the whole thing. I'll just read some of the most important parts. Okay. Very explosive creativity, very infectious enthusiasm. And that's what I was saying with that Jupiter affecting your first house of the self with the 7th house of relationships and partnerships. There is a big enthusiasm. Jupiter's the holly jolly big yellow. It's almost like Jupiter's in the background too, Very cool. There's a youthful spark with this. And with that childlike energy of the child, yeah, we could definitely feel that childlike energy, having fun, lots of ideas, trying new things. That looks exciting. And it's a free spirit. Now, as the dreamer of my dream, I spontaneously and passionately ignite this flame. So that looks really cool. Be good too if you have a spouse, Capricorn, to go do some new fun things with them. Maybe try new things you haven't before. Come see me for reading, Cap, if you liked this. Aquarius rising, those with their moons in Aquarius. Like me, I'm an Aquarius sun. I am one of you. Now, this Jupiter in Cancer is activating our 6th house, which is a busy house because it's our day-to-day. It's very important. It's like the time I get up in the morning and have my coffee to the time I go to sleep at night, which is one of my favorite things to do. All that time in the middle. That's your day-to-day life, 6th house. But it can also be your co-workers. It could be your career, like who you work with. It could be, if you're a boss, if you're a business owner, for example, your employees. So Jupiter is bringing you some expansion, some luck, and some nice sprinkle dust on all of those things. Now, because the 6th house is attached to the 12th house, the same line, Jupiter also affects that 12th house. 12th house is very spiritual. It's the unconscious. It's also psychic. So I'm going to pretty much guess that our psychic powers get really emphasized. Our dreams have a lot more extra meaning and are more like intense, and you remember them. And there's just a lot there with mental health too, and making sure you balance the stress. And Jupiter is wanting you to do fun things you enjoy. Take naps if you have to. It's okay. Some days you're going to need a nap. Just do it. And things like that. So it is a balance too of your day-to-day. Jupiter's going to bring you really creative ideas on how to make things more efficient in your business, in your house, in your life. So that looks really good indeed. So congratulations, Aquarius. That looks good indeed. Now, it can also mean some luck happening with rental properties as well. So maybe you want to rent out a room, or buy some real estate to lease it out to someone, for example, or things like that. Like the 6th house can also mean things like that for rental property. So, with Jupiter being in Cancer, Cancer is a real estate sign as well. So you never know, things like that. But the biggest thing is the day-to-day life is feeling happier and better now that Jupiter's gone direct. All right, let's pull a card from, our deck, the Power of 8 Chakra Lenormand. These are available on my website, www.themoontree.com. .org. Okay, Aquarius, let's see what's happening. Jupiter going direct in the 6th house. Whoopsies, they all fell. Let's try that again. Oh, here we go, making decisions. Ooh, the scythe cutting. This can be a danger card too. Just watch out that you're not all crazy and that you get into slip on the ice or something like that. Just take a deep breath, because the 6th house can get very busy and your mind is affected in there, and you may be like thinking or distracted driving or anything like that. So we just want to be careful. But this is showing me that there is some kind of decisions or cutting out things that just don't serve you. It could be just going through your day-to-day spending habits, because the 6th house of the day-to-day, okay, and of your health. So it could be cutting out things you don't need, toxic behaviors in your life, toxic thoughts, toxic foods, drugs. I don't know. I'm just saying anything toxic, because that 6th house holds all that too. So it could be, how do we make better health? It comes from lower stress levels. It comes from having, feeling good and happy and smiling a lot, right? So what do we need to cut out of our life so that we can smile and have fun in life again too? That's a big important thing with the 6th-12th house axis, is mental health. So it's time to make some good cut, cancel, clear, delete things out of your life. It could be old subscriptions that are tying you down, you never even use. It could be like, where's the money leaking? It could be like, am I spending money on things? Watch my new video, Aquarius, that I just put out, that 50-30-20 rule. I think you're going to really like that, okay? It's going to open up your eyes to a lot of this 6th house stuff going on. Now, let's pull a card from the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann for you, Aquarius, and see for Jupiter moving direct in Cancer. Okay. Here we go. Ooh, the Page of Pentacles. I'm getting a lot of pages today for everybody. It's a new energy because it goes pages, queens, kings in the hierarchy. So pages are sort of the new, something new, and you're learning something. It can also be about the messenger. So this could be a messenger about money. You're getting messages about the money, the pentacles, the coins. It could be. Let's see what Chris Ann wrote about the Page of Pentacles. What a nice card. Okay, let me look. Pentacles can also be called coins, so it's very earthly. It's about money and finances or assets quite a bit. And let's see what the Page of Pentacles. Okay, and remember, we're on the 6th, 12th house axis there. 6th house of the day-to-day and health, and then the 12th house of the subconscious and of your spirituality, things like that. But let's just see here. This is about manifesting new opportunities, new beginnings. There's good news coming your way, so that looks good. It could be skills and training. So it could be like 6th house can hold your coworkers. It could be like they pay you to learn a new skill or something like that, But there is new career paths with this too, Work. 6th house holds a lot of work stuff. So it could be a new career for some of you. New connections. This is an exploratory feeling as well. Making your plans a reality. So the little saying for this Aquarius, this card, the Page of Pentacles, is, I can be practical and realistic and still run ahead to meet my dreams. So that looks good, Aquarius. Come see me for a reading. Pisces rising, those with their moons in Pisces. Ooh, I'm so excited for you. Jupiter moving direct in Cancer in your 5th house of the Fawn. Oh, there's so much to tell you. I'm so excited for you. I'm going to tell you, Pisces, in ancient astrology, you are ruled by Jupiter. That's your planet, okay? And so whatever Jupiter's doing is very important. And today's March 10th. It's moving direct again. It's moving forward. All systems go in your 5th house of creativity, of fun, of romance, of doing your hobbies again, right? It's like doing the things that you love in life is the 5th house. Can also bring you a little bit of luck. So if your palm's itchy and you want to buy a lotto ticket, go ahead, okay? There's luck there, at least until June 30th. But the 5th house is also about your kids, your children in your life, and having, good relationships. Jupiter's bringing relationship luck to your children, for example. Maybe, your kids will come visit you if you're older, for example, or something like that. But fifth house can also be like the people who you like to hang out with in little groups too. Now, the fifth house is attached to the 11th house. So Jupiter's affecting your 11th house too. So that 5-11 line. Okay. The 11th house is a lot about your hopes and dreams for the future, but it's also a lot about new networks. It could be that you're coming into contact with new spiritual networks, Pisces, spiritual people, or, new yoga groups, for example, or meditation groups, or anything like that. It can also be money trickling in from your career, for example. This could be a good time for you to sort of ask for promotion, because you'll be more popular with the people right now until June 30th. People like you more. They're more willing to work with you or give you or coordinate with you, okay, Pisces? So use that to your advantage. The people are your friend. The people are your cheat code, so to speak. But because Jupiter's activating your fifth house, this is a lot about doing fun things again and making life fun again and being creative. And I don't know if you used to be a painter or a sculptor or a guitar player and it's all sitting in your closet. Well, it's time to pull it out, Pisces. It's time to bring that out again and be that creative, magical self that you are, okay? And so let's pull a card from the Power of 8 Chakra Lenormand. These are our cards available on my website, www.themoontree.org, Pisces. So let's look with that fifth house activation, also the 11th house activation with the people, and Jupiter's bringing expansion there and some nice vibes there. And look, home and family, Cancer. The sign of Cancer that Jupiter's in loves home and family and real estate. So you do have a lot of, things going on at home. Could be spending a little bit of extra money on beautifying the home, or maybe there's some fixing to do at the home, Pisces. Good time to do that stuff as well. Jupiter's bringing you luck as well in things like that. So it could be also doing more fun things at home, or, there's so much, but being creative too, I'm really getting the vibe of taking out your music, taking out your art, doing all that stuff you used to do back in the day that made you feel like you were creative. You want to do that again and stuff like that. So I think that would be great. And if you had started a painting, this is a great time to finish that painting, right? And hang it up in your house. It's going to look really good. So that looks really neat for you. There's just a lot going on there. Let's pull a card from the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann to go with you, Pisces, in this wonderful Jupiter direct activation. Oh, we got the High Priestess, number 2, a major arcana card. Wow, you are super psychic, Pisces. You're already a psychic sign. You may be one of the most intuitive of the bunch, actually, in the zodiac. But Jupiter and Cancer is also very psychic combo, and now it's activating you in your 5th house of creative. Some of you, it's just beautiful. Some of you might want to start your little side gig at home too, with that home and family card, being a tarot card reader or a psychic or anything like that, exploring that. But your intuition with the High Priestess is just really on par. In fact, let's look what Chris Ann wrote about that card. Number 2, the High Priestess. Wow. This is powerful visions and psychic stuff. Yes. Meditation, introspection will be good. Quieting the mind will be very good. But your intuition is just super on par right now. And here we go with this card. I have the answers I seek, and by following the truth, I will find them. Wow. That looks so good for you, Pisces. I really am excited for you to enjoy this Jupiter in Cancer until June 30th in your fifth house of the fun. I would love for you as homework, look at what does the fifth house in astrology mean? Okay, that's your homework because there's a lot in there. And it's really beautiful, and it's fun, it's romantic, it's being creative again, having fun in life again. So that looks good. All right. All right, if you made it this far, yay! Thank you so much for watching. I'm Trina, your intuitive guide with Chakra Vibe, helping you navigate life's energies. And I'll see you in the next one. And thank you for being a member of my YouTube channel. Appreciate you. Mwah, mwah, mwah.